Good, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another segment of Booga's MMA. Now let's get started with Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat Chimaev. Now, this matchup right here is it's one of those matchups that's like, do we deserve this? Do we really deserve that matchup? Khamzat is a very strong wrestler. Very strong wrestler. You seen what he did in his debut at 185. You seen what he did when he turned around on short notice at 170. Not to mention Gilbert Burns' grappling experience, black belt in jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Also with dynamite in his hands. So these are two strong, heavy wrestlers, heavy grapplers. Now, question is, how do they win? How do each of these guys win against one another? That's a good one. Does Khamzat want to risk taking down Gilbert Burns and end up getting caught by submission? Do he want to risk that? Do he want to risk getting caught in his guard by a triangle, armbar, anything? Now, what's that chin like? What's that chin like by Khamzat? Is he going to stand and bang? Is he going to stand and bang with Gilbert? Those questions have to be answered. He out of four of his UFC fights, he's only been hit twice. You can't make that up. You cannot make that shit up. He's only been hit twice. Out of four fights, he's only been hit twice. Now, Gilbert Burns has a dynamite fist. He has dynamite in his hand. He's going to test that chin. And you want to know something? It's kind of crazy how Khamzat is opening up as a betting favorite against Gilbert Burns. Where's that man respect? Where's Gilbert Burns respect? Where is his respect? Because if he go out there like Uncle Chael Sonnen said, if he go out there and wax that ass, it's just gonna be like, oh, that was expected. Hype train derailed, and he's not gonna get nothing in return. He gotta get something in. He gotta get either a number one contendership fight up next after this, because it's like if Khamzat beats Gilbert Burns, he's looking at either a title shot or a number one contender fight. And if Khamzat beats Gilbert Burns, he gotta see Colby Covington. He gotta see Colby Covington regardless of anything. That fight must happen. That's a fight that has to happen for the fans, for the people. He has to see Colby Covington. If you want to fight for a title, you gotta go through Colby Covington. That's how I feel. That's how I feel right now. Maybe I might be pushing for the trilogy with him and Usman, but that's how I feel. If you want to fight for the belt, you gotta go through Colby Covington. But how does it? Back to the original question: How do they win against each other? Now, if I'm looking at this from a standpoint of who's far as the grappling department, I favor Khamzat. He's bigger. He's shown that his skills can be used at 185. I favor Khamzat in the grappling department. Now, as far as with the hands, I only seen him. I watched his older fights. I think he has pretty good striking. Then that 17-second knockout against GM3. I mean, he has a decent stand up, from what I've seen. But Burns' stand up is good. Burns has a great stand up. Now, question is Burns gonna test that chin, or is he gonna try to grapple? I don't know. I would think the wise thing for him to do is try to stand with them and just use his jiu-jitsu as more of a defensive tactic in case if Khamzat shoots, threaten him with a submission or threaten threaten him with knees up the middle. Anything that would provide some resistance to Khamzat so he won't think he can willingly shoot or willingly try to wrestle or close the distance. I think we have a fight. I think we have a good fight, a close fight than what people want to make it. I don't think this fight will be one of those fights that either man is gonna walk through one another. I think this is gonna be a bloody, gritty fight. I think Khamzat will really be tested in this fight. I may be wrong, but based off of his last competition, based off of Gilbert Burns' last competition, this is a fight for the ages. This fight right here will be determined on if Khamzat's real or not. That's how I feel. That's how I look at it. Because if he loses this fight, depending on how his performance is in this fight, that will show you where he needs to be as far as competition, who he need to be fighting. Maybe he need to take a step back. Maybe he could fight for the belt after this. This fight will determine all of that. Now I must say, Neil Magny had called down Khamzat Chimaev. I don't honestly, based off of those guys' performances, I personally don't think Khamzat Chimaev is a good matchup for him. Now, if he's talking about getting a guy tired to win, you know what happens after Khamzat is in the second round or the third round. We don't know. I haven't seen Khamzat in the second or third round. All of his finishes came in the first round. All of them. Every last one of them. Now, that question is, who will be able to push him to that limit? Who will be able to push him to the point to where he don't want to do this no more? Who will be able to do that? Is Gilbert Burns the guy? Maybe. But before Khamzat can fight Neil, which I thought that fight should have been first, honestly, I thought Khamzat should have fought Neil Magny just to say, okay, just to build him up. So it's like he took a big leap. And now he must win, because if he loses this fight, they're going to know where he stands in that division. Whether we like it or not. And I'm on a hype train. I think he's going to do well. I think he can do well. I think he can do really well at his rate. From what I've seen in his training footage, I think he has the skills. I think he has the size, the physiology, everything to be a great champion at 170. And then, honestly, potentially going up at 185. He has it. He has it. But the question is, for how long? How long does he have it? How long is this run gonna go? How will he be tested? Do he have good conditioning? Those are the questions I hope that we find out this coming pay-per-view on April 9th. I hope we find out what's his vulnerabilities. We might not. But overall, we in for a good fight. I think Gilbert Burns has an advantage on the stand-up. I will give him that much. I think Khamzat has the advantage with the grappling, with the wrestling. Now, I believe if Gilbert Burns can use his jiu-jitsu, if he gets taken down, use his jiu-jitsu to get up or threaten a submission, I don't think Khamzat will want to force that, will want to constantly keep taking him down or wrestle. Then he will be forced to stand. I think the keys to victory for Gilbert Burns is honestly keep him on the feet. We never seen that chin get tested. We never seen Khamzat get pushed back. We never seen nobody push the pace on Khamzat. Nobody has ever, in the middle of the fighting ring, ever in the octagon, when as soon as the bell ring, take the center. Be in Khamzat's face. We never seen nobody pressure him like that. So I think those are the keys to victory. I can be wrong. I could be wrong. But maybe I think he should try everything that everybody else didn't try. That's my opinion. He should try everything that nobody else tried. Push that pace. Push that pace on him. Use wrestling defense. Don't try to initiate the wrestling. Don't try to grapple with them. Don't try to do that. Test that chin. Those is key to victory. Throw some leg kicks. But then you throw leg kicks, you open up to a takedown. But that's my take on it. We in for a good one. We in for a big one.